Hello everyone, my name is Timmy Trickle and welcome back to another movie review. I am continuing to review this series of Friday the 13th, and I'm going to be kicking this review off with Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Yes, they bring back Jason Voorhees, and boy, do they ever bring him back. Jason Voorhees in this movie is badass, portrayed by C.J. Graham. He is my second favorite Jason in this movie. Hands down, just awesome. But let's get into this. Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Jason was brought back because of the poor mixed box office disappointment with Part 5. Although it did make money, fans were pissed off because if you haven't seen Part 5, you don't know, but Part 6, it actually involves Jason. Part 5 does not. There is another killer in that movie, and I won't reveal who it is, but they bring back Jason, and this is the third and final Tommy Jarvis trilogy. Now, this Tommy Jarvis is played by Tom Matthews, who does a great job. Of course, you have C.J. Graham as Jason, Jennifer Cook as Megan, David Kagan as Sheriff Garris, I'm sorry. Carrie Noonan as Paula, and Renee Jones as Sissy. This has become a fan favorite and a cult classic, and yes, I love this one. This is a go-to for me every year, multiple times a year. This was written and directed by Tom McLaughlin, had a $3 million budget, and it made $19.4 million at the box office. It has a 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb, a 52% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 93% on Google. So yeah, fans and even critics like this film. And it takes place, Tommy Jarvis is older. He's taking his friend to the cemetery to basically end Jason. Jason's already buried, and he wants to dig up his grave and give him his mask and set him on fire. And that's the gist of it. Well, they dig him up. They get in there. He says, "Fuck you, Jason," throws the mask in there. And he takes this metal rod because he's hearing his sister's voice and his voice when he was a child. And he takes this metal piece from the fencing there in the cemetery and just stabs Jason's corpse multiple times and just leaves it in there. He crawls out. Like I said, he throws the mask in there and says, "Fuck you, Jason." They go get the gas to pour on him. And wouldn't you know it, lightning strikes the pole. Not only once, but twice. And this is how Jason is resurrected. And oh boy, is he resurrected. He is badass. He gets up out of there, and the first gentleman he kills, he punches through the chest, which is awesome. It's a badass kill. And then from there, Tommy runs, goes to the police station, which the town is called Forest Green, and even the camp is Forest Green. It's not Crystal Lake anymore. But this doesn't matter to Jason. He goes back there, and not only are there counselors there are actually children at the camp. This is the first time in the series that there have been children at the camp, which adds a different element to the movie, which I really enjoyed. But Jason goes on his reign of terror, but first, he punishes a lot of people. A caretaker for the cemetery, a couple on a bike, which were just stupid for even being there. Another couple, counseling couple, the lady tries to buy him off, and that actually cracks me up. That's actually a funny part in the movie. But they're driving along on this back road, the couple is, and they're looking for the camp. They're lost, of course. And Jason's standing there with that metal pole that brought him to life. And the guy's like telling his girlfriend, "Just drive towards him. He'll move." And he's like, "No one wants to die." And she's like, "We're going to scare him." He's like, "Yeah, he'll move." Well, They drive towards him, and he doesn't budge a bit. And they honk the horn. Jason breaks one of the headlights, and then, of course, Mr. Badass pulls out this tiny gun and thinks he's going to try and kill Jason, and yeah, it doesn't work out. But we go along, you meet the counselors, which the counselors are really cool. Even some of the kids had some moments in the movie. But Tommy's in jail. He's got to figure out a way to end Jason once for all and put him back where he belongs, and that is Crystal Lake. So he gets supplies and stuff from Megan with her help. But there's some parts of this movie that are phenomenal. The kills are great. The kill that is my favorite I will get to here in a minute. But there's these two young kids having sex, of course, in this camper. And Jason walks up and he just cocks his head. And then he just walks up and just does some damage. But the soundtrack of this movie, oh my God, is by one of my favorite artists, Alice Cooper, does the soundtrack of this movie. And it was huge when this movie came out. And I remember the video for it too, showing clips of this movie and everything. And the kills in that camper are just brutal. But C.J. Graham, he's phenomenal. In the third act of the movie is where it really picks up. The cops go out there to look for Jason and check on everybody. And of course, all the cops get picked off one by one. One gets his head smashed. The other one gets a arrow through the head, the forehead. And of course, Tommy's got a plan to lure Jason out to the water and get him chained down there forever with a big rock and a chain. But my favorite kill in this movie is Sheriff Garris. He has a daughter, Megan, and Megan is screaming for her dad. Jason hears it. He goes after her. But her dad being courageous, tackles Jason, starts smacking his face with the rock and a piece of branch. Doesn't face Jason, and Garris is on top of Jason, and Jason just grabs his shoulders and just bends him backwards and basically just snaps him in half. And that is an awesome kill. That's one of my favorites in the franchise. Phenomenal. Definitely my favorite in part 6. But that is the gist of this movie. It's the same old stick, But there's another scene early on in the movie, I believe it's in the first act, where they're looking for the camp counselors, the two I was telling you about that were lost. And they send these poor schmucks out to the woods to keep an eye out for them. But they're playing this game. It's basically paintball. But you gotta capture the flag, basically, where it's everybody for themselves. There's a guy with a big old machete, and there's two big buddies, and there's a nerd out there with glasses, and then there's a woman out there, and she's dominating. But their kill originally was to be shown as their heads were being decapitated, but the MPAA had to get their nose in there and mess everything up. They need to keep their nose out of horror movies. We're there for the entertainment. We're not there so they can censor everything. If they don't want kids watching it, then the parents need to take responsibility and don't take their kids to see it. But enough about that. Jason tears them up. The body count in this movie is freaking high. I'll have to go through them and do a body count for each of these movies. But I'm pretty sure this is one of the highest ones. I'm thinking 5 and 6 are the highest in the franchise. But yeah, part 6 is phenomenal. Jason is resurrected. He's back. He's the man behind the mask. And I love it. I love the soundtrack. I love the direction, the writing, the characters. And like I said, this is the final of 3 movies with Tommy Jarvis's character. Um, but other than that, if you've seen this movie, give me your thoughts and opinions, and let me know. A lot of people consider this to be one of their favorites in the franchise. I know a few people that like this movie out of all of them. So just let me know in the comment section below. But I'm going to give Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, a 9 out of 10. And like I said, definitely check it out. It is phenomenal. It brings Jason back in a great way. So, um, other than that, if you like this video, or if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's talk about movies. I love talking about movies. I will be talking about my favorite TV shows when it gets closer to the fall, when they start the new fall and winter season for the shows. I'll talk about the shows I'm currently watching, some new ones that I've watched, including some miniseries this summer that I'm still watching. And yeah, so look forward to those videos. And I'll be doing some more videos on this franchise the next couple of days. And then I will start with A Nightmare on Elm Street to complete my Big 3 review of the Big 3 horror franchises for slasher films. But other than that, I thank you guys for watching. And like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe and share my videos with family and friends. And let's be friends, and let's talk about some freaking movies. So other than that, thank you for watching, and check you later.